Hey everyone, my name is David Dunbar, or the theme park evangelist. So I'm still at home sick. I was told that I had to stay home today, and I had to go to the doctor, which I did. And they actually thought I had COVID-19, as stupid as it is. And then I got the rapid test. I actually got it done twice. The first time it came back inaccurate, and then the second time it came back negative. So that's a good thing. I'm very sure I just have a flu. That's all I have. Anyway, that's actually not what I wanted to talk to you guys about this evening. So, I've been in a Disney mood lately, and I decided that for a really cool, awesome discussion topic, I want to discuss what is my favorite Walt Disney World event. I don't think I've ever talked about it before, so there are many, many, many Walt Disney World events. Some of them I've only worked, several of them I've actually attended as a guest. Uh, One of them I'm even going to mention no longer exists as of 2017, but still, the answer should be kind of obvious what my favorite event is. If you guys know me well enough, then you should know right away what my favorite Walt Disney World event actually is. So, with that being said, let's get into it. So, we're going to first talk about all the Walt Disney World events that there are. We're going to start with um, whatever happens at the beginning of the year and then just kind of work our way through to the end of the year. So, as of a couple of years ago or so, or a few years ago, really to be specific, at the very beginning of the year, there's a Walt Disney World event that takes place at Epcot called the Festival of Arts, or whatever, or just Festival of the Arts. So, the whole point of this event is basically for people to be able to buy like really nice art. Most of it, of course, is Disney related, and it's like all over World Showcase and Future World. I cannot talk. I'm sorry, and it's like really really cool. I did check it out. They have some like areas where you can go and just look at paintings and stuff like that. I remember they were using the festival center for many many years before they decided to close it down because they're going to turn that into a Moana ride in the near future. But for the longest time, yes, they were using the festival center, and you would basically go in there and you could go and look at more artwork, and it was kind of a cool event. There's a lot of people that liked it. It lasted usually during the winter months. It was not one of my favorites. I attended it one time, and I was like, it's cool. I saw it, and I'm glad I saw it, but that was as far as I went. The next event that took place after that is the Flower Garden Festival over at Epcot. Obviously, Disney World does all kinds of mini events. They even do the half marathon, the full marathon, the Star Wars marathon, all kinds of different marathons. I don't participate in that stuff, so I'm not going to talk about any of that. So we're just going to stick to the four major events. I'm going to name any kind of Disney event that used to take place over the years, and that's going to be what I'm going to be discussing in my um, vlog tonight. So even one that ended like within the past 10 years or so. So the next one is the Flower and Garden Festival over at Epcot. So this is another one of those Epcot events. Definitely has the most events by far. Um, I've heard Magic Kingdom has some really good ones too, like Dapper Day. And don't get me wrong, I've heard a lot of people really, really like Dapper Day, but I've never actually attended Dapper Day myself. So I don't actually know how good it is or anything. But as far as the Flower Garden Festival goes, it's so cool. You get to see all kinds of topiaries, and they have some like food and wine sections set up that you can go and get food and wine. They usually have the playground running for the kids, and hold on. So yeah, there's like all kinds of cool things about Flower and Garden Festival that I really enjoy. It's one of those events I've been going to for years, and I just absolutely love all the flowers. Like, if I really want to go into all kinds of in-depth uh, research into this vlog, I would have taken several pictures of all kinds of different events. Unfortunately, I'm not feeling well enough to do it, so I decided to do it as a discussion vlog, and that's as far as I'm going. But I can't even stress enough how many pictures I've taken of Flower Garden. It's great. But I also remember the festival center was also being used as an area where you could go learn about the behind the scenes information. I know they had some kind of food and wine seminars in there. It wasn't like incredible or anything. And then um, I think they had a couple of other things going on, but that was about it. Flower Garden Festival I've actually worked at during at Epcot, and I enjoyed it very very much. I have also worked food and wine too. It wasn't as crazy as actually working in Future World or World Showcase. They did have that option that I could have applied for that, and it would have been well like one of those temporary things. But I was like, and hold on, well let me think about it. Actually, I did actually try to apply for the position, but there's just so many people that want to do it, and unfortunately, I never got that chance. But at least I kind of got to work food and wine, more so Flower Garden, obviously. The next event that I remember that happened at Walt Disney World right after Flower Garden, or actually during Flower Garden to be specific, was Star Wars Weekends, which was being held at Disney's Hollywood Studios for many, many, many years. It started back in the early 90s, kind of like right after the park opened. And it was kind of cool because uh, it was one of those events that either people camped out in front of the park for in the parking lot, or people would show up right at midnight and they would wait in these long lines just to get a fast pass, basically saying that they are guaranteed to meet this celebrity at such and such time. And then they would just go and do whatever in the park. They usually had a lot of really cool events going on at the Premier Theater, which I thought was so cool. And people would go over to the Premier Theater and watch these shows. And there was a really cool parade that would go on there as fireworks. And then you eventually would get a chance to meet your celebrity. You could pretty much bring whatever you wanted. You could bring any book, and there you go. You have their autograph. I just thought that was so cool. You could even get a signed picture of them. Like they would have pictures there, and then they would sign it for you. And I thought that was kind of cool. It's like you can't go wrong. They also had like standby fast passes, so if the celebrity had extra time, they would take other people. But if you really want to be guaranteed, you had to get there like ridiculously early. Like if it was like Harrison Ford or Carrie Fisher, then you had to get there like the night before. Of course, Carrie Fisher unfortunately is no longer with us as of a couple of years ago. But it was still so cool to know that she did actually come to Star Wars Weekends, and you could have gotten her autograph if you're like a diehard Star Wars fan. Anyways, Sci-Fi Dining Theater used to do a Star Wars themed like breakfast or whatnot, and that was like only during Star Wars Weekends. And Star Wars Weekends only occurred Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, and that was it. We normally went on Saturday, which was like the craziest day to go. Back then, when I had more of a life, when I didn't get suddenly sucked into like responsibility and stuff like that, which I know sucks. The next event that I remember that took place after that, I guess you could say the Fourth of July celebration was like the next big one, especially over at Magic Kingdom and Epcot. Of course, I've attended the Fourth of July celebration at Magic Kingdom a couple of times myself. I've even worked it. It's absolutely hectic. They have to open up the backstage area because they have so many people that are trying to get through, especially in the evenings. And it's one of those events that you're either going to want to do the firework dessert party. I know it's crazy because you get to sit over at Tomorrowland Terrace and you get to watch the fireworks going off, and they do the perimeter fireworks, which is basically fireworks that go off throughout the entire park. Most people try to get to the front of the castle like as early as possible. Like you're going to basically be sitting there for hours. If you're a local and you wanted to go to Magic Kingdom on the 4th of July just to watch the fireworks, then just pretty much do whatever you want during the day, and then that evening, show up at like the absolute last minute, and just kind of camp out there. If you are not used to going to Walt Disney World, like if it's like your first time or second time, even third time, I would not recommend that. I would be like that person that would try to find a spot. Um, I've found that another good spot to watch the fireworks from, ironically, is between Splash Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. If you're over at Magic Kingdom, it's a really really good fireworks display. It's very patriotic. It's definitely not their normal fireworks display by far, and they usually do it for like a couple of days. Epcot does a completely different fireworks display for the fourth. So if you are ever over at Epcot, you would just have to go get a spot in front of World Showcase. Considering Epcot is bigger, you usually can camp out like an hour before. It's not like Magic Kingdom, which is much much busier. I don't know what Epcot is like on the fourth. I've never actually been to Epcot Epcot on the fourth, so it's just one of those things. As I said, I'm not feeling well, so if you hear my voice start to crack or and you notice I'm congested, that's why. Um, the other event that I remember that would take place like right after the fourth, Night of Joy was a long-lasting event at Magic Kingdom for many, many, many years. It actually started out at Disney's Hollywood Studios, and then it went over to Magic Kingdom, and then it went over to Typhoon Lagoon, if I'm not mistaken, for like one night, or that was something else. It was like the Grad Bash or Grad Night. That's what I meant. So it ended up going over to ESPN. They were thinking, well, maybe it'd be easier for us to get this substantial amount of people that show up to Night of Joy at Magic Kingdom if we put it over at ESPN. Well, that was a bad move on their part. And the only reason why so many people are coming is because people will go ride rides between concerts. Uh, because of the fact that Disney actually put it over at ESPN, they decided, well, we'll try to make it up to people. We'll do like these autograph celebrity sessions, which is exactly what Universal does. Because I guess Disney felt like they want to be more like Universal at that point. It was a lot harder for them in the parks. It was one of those things that, like for example, most of the headliner concerts would be right there at the castle stage. Like, come on, how often do you see a concert being performed on Cinderella's castle stage? I think that's like the coolest thing ever, and I've got to see so many, including Skillet, and just remembering all that stuff. It's like wow, I wish I could go back. How many of you guys think you actually figured out by now what my favorite Disney event was? Well, we're not done yet, so we're gonna keep going. Right around this time, ironically, not just Night Joy would start up, but Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party would start up. Now, I went back, sorry, I went back in 2017 for my very first time. I went with a former friend of mine, Melissa Fass. We both basically paid our way in, if I'm not mistaken. Or I paid for her to get in, and I paid for myself to get in. I don't remember. The point is that we went to Magic Kingdom, and overall, I didn't think it was a bad event. We walked around and we got candy. I had so much candy, I didn't even know what to do with it. They would basically put huge armfuls of candy into my bag. I was just like, okay, I mean, unless you like really like candy, I wouldn't recommend this event. So that was like one big turnoff I had. They had all kinds of areas within Magic Kingdom where you could go get like really cool Halloween themed like food and beverages. I thought that was kind of cool. I watched it all on YouTube. I watched a lot of DFB guide with um oh my goodness, what is her name again? Doesn't matter. I feel like I should know, but at the same time I'm not feeling so good at all, so my brain doesn't process as quickly right now. And I still want to do homework tonight. I'm like, how am I going to do homework today if my brain's having this much of a hard time? But whatever. Anyway, so yeah, I did watch a lot of that stuff, and I did actually see all that stuff. I thought 2017 was kind of cool because they did the whole Deep Space Mountain, so they put Space Mountain completely in the dark, and they had this really loud music blaring. I had a lot of negativity towards it. I liked the upgrade they made to Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought that was kind of cool. Haunted Mansion had a much better layover. I really like the fake fog that they were using, the fog effect. I wish they had done more to the actual interior of the ride, but they were only really interested in the exterior of the ride, to be honest. Um, Another um, Disney event that I always enjoyed going to right around that same time as well. Going back to Epcot, we're going to talk about the Food and Wine Festival. A lot of Disney events actually happen in the fall, or at least used to, of course. Now all you have in the fall is Mickey's Not So Scary and Food and Wine. So Food and Wine is a incredible event. If you are a huge food fanatic and if you like um, trying out different kinds of wines, then this is the one. If you want to learn how to make like different kind of recipes, this is also the event for you. So we're going to go into a lot of detail about this one. I'm hoping that I'll drop a hint that this is potentially my favorite. If you haven't figured it out by now, then you should be able to figure it out by this point. So, Food and Wine Festival is so cool because of the fact that, well, first of all, you come into Future World, and there's like some areas where you can go and get some like different kind of foods. They have a whole new section over by Canada that you can go to that has all kinds of like different foods. Obviously, you have to buy everything. I wish I had like a lanyard of some type like Mardi Gras does, but they don't. And then I usually like would set myself a $20 budget. I've been going to Food and Wine for 14 years now. Not straight, but about that. And it never gets tiring. It's just one of those events that I absolutely love to attend. It's that good. It's that much fun. And I really miss going. And when it used to be over in the festival center, they would hand out like free Ghirardelli chocolate. You could go and attend an actual food or wine seminar. They had real chefs there, like Gordon Ramsay was there one year, and these guys would actually go out and give a live demonstration on food right in front of a live audience, a paying audience, of course. I sometimes would sit outside on a bench because you could walk around the festival center, and they had a whole area where they had a bunch of like tables, and they would bring out food to the patrons. But I would just sit out there for like 5 minutes, not make it obvious or anything. I would just listen for a little bit, 5-10 minutes. They never said anything, and then I would eventually get up and leave. Like, what are they gonna do? Like, say, oh, you can't listen. You have to pay to listen to the events. Like, well, considering they're all wearing mics, there's nothing really that I can do to not unhear them unless I wanted to, like, do this number, you know? It's like one of those things. So, yeah, I was very thankful that they never said a word to me about that. Um, the other thing that I really liked about Food and Wine, like, you could walk all around World Showcase, and they had, like, so many different areas that you could go to, and you could buy, like, basically that country's delicacy or that country's wine delicacy, and they always had some type of wine or beer that they would recommend you pairing with that meal that you bought. And when I got old enough, I did start buying the wine. It was like one of those things that it was like a special treat. Like, why not? You know, when Ratatouille first came out, they basically decided, well, Disney basically decided that they would start theming the Food and Wine Festival after Ratatouille pretty much every single year. Like, Remy is literally the mascot of the Food and Wine Festival, and I'm so excited for Remy's Ratatouille adventure this year. Even if I don't get to ride until next spring, it doesn't matter. Um, at least I'm going to go next year. At least I'll still get to attend the 50th, even though it's going to be a few months after or several months after. It doesn't matter. I'm so happy I still get to go regardless. At least I'll get to say, hey, I got to attend the 50th, and they're supposedly doing the 50th celebration for like over a year now anyway. Like, it's starting on October 1st, but they're supposedly going to keep doing it until the end of 2022, so it looks like I'm all set. So I'm praying and hoping they'll have some good 50th anniversary celebration stuff when I go, and if TJ is nice enough when he goes, maybe he'll set something aside for me as a birthday present or Christmas present. That would be nice. So yeah, that was basically Food and Wine Festival. The last events I'm going to be able to talk about are basically Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party, which is basically a really cool event that you can attend at Magic Kingdom. It's one of those, like Not So Scary, it's one of those events that you have to pay separate admission for. A lot of people come in their like Christmas outfits or pajamas. I saw a lot of families like wearing matching outfits. I thought it was kind of cute. I really like the whole Elsa taking over Cinderella's castle idea. I like how lit up the castle gets, and then it could get pretty cold down there for Florida. And then you can walk around and you can get free unlimited hot chocolate and sugar cookies. All kinds of different areas have their own delicacies of what you can get. And it's all part of your admission. Usually the lines are very low because it's not one of the most popular ones. Plus, it's a little colder, so a lot of people don't show up to it. Personally, from my understanding, Winterfest at Kings Island is actually a little better. And the best part is that's actually part of your admission. I've never actually seen anything like Winterfest before. But I did that a separate YouTube video for that. Now, as far as other Christmas events, Epcot is another one that I really liked because of the fact that it was holidays around the world. You get to walk around the entire World Showcase and you get to learn how Christmas is celebrated each country. I thought that was like so cool. You go to the UK section, you get to meet Father Christmas. I think that's like so neat that Disney did that. And then over in America, they had the Candlelight Processional, which is still going on to this day. They have all kinds of different speakers that come out, and they'll basically read Disney's rendition of the Christmas story. Doesn't necessarily mean they're following what the Bible says, but I still think it's a cool idea. And then they have all kinds of Christmas carols. It's literally like one of the coolest things. And the best part is, holidays around the world is completely part of your admission, and that includes the Candlelight Processional. They do 3 shows a night. They have different speakers every single night. So, like, say for example, your favorite speaker is there. He's going to be there, or she's going to be there for like 3 days, and then they'll switch that person out with somebody else. So you always have somebody new to look up at the stage or whatnot. Hollywood Studios back then, they used to do the Osborne lights. Now that was actually cool because it was basically Christmas lights that were synced to Christmas music. So they would change how they were blinking or whatnot along with the Christmas music. And I thought that was like the coolest thing. They used to have these like bubble machines that would be blowing bubbles at guests. I thought it was so cool. Compared to Flurry Fun, I'm not impressed. Like, well, how should I put this? I'm not impressed with Flurry Fun as I was with like Osborne Lights. Flurry Fun definitely has its moments. I definitely would say Flurry Fun has the potential to be cool in a lot of ways. I do really like the whole fireworks display, but with featuring Prep and Landing, which I thought was really cool. But otherwise, I definitely miss the Osborne lights. I really do. And that's pretty much it. As far as what is my favorite Disney World event by far, it's actually going to be the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot. I know it was a tie between that and Night of Joy. Unfortunately, Night of Joy does not exist anymore. I really do miss it, but I feel like if they ever took Food and Wine Festival away, I would be devastated. So that is why I end up going with Food and Wine Festival. It's just been one of those events I've been going to for years. It's just one of those events I never get tired of. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed the vlog, and I'm praying and hoping by the time you guys see me again, my voice will be 100% back to normal. And also, there won't be any more congestion in my voice. And I'm also praying and hoping to 100% be able to return to work tomorrow. As of right now, I'm definitely planning on it. So, until then, I will see you guys in the next vlog. And always remember, you can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Have a great night. Peace out.